Hey, what's up? Hello. It's March 2nd at 9:15 p.m. and I've just finished up week 9 of my second term at Dartmouth College. Week 9! And I've got a lot to cover, so let's get to it. As it is already week 9, most of my tests and like homework assignments are basically done for the classes, except for like the final exams and the final presentations and a bunch of writing assignments I still have to do. Dartmouth is on a 10-week schedule, which means you do not get a break, and I keep thinking I would get one, but then it just piles on top of you. And I said in my previous video that this term has already been a lot harder than the last term, and I think a lot of that has to do with how at least I am like super burned out right now. I think the honeymoon period of like going to college is over now, since we've already endured it for a term, and so now it's just broken down into like the real hard work. And don't get me wrong, like there are moments where it's like great to be here, but academically it's just been super challenging, and I'm mostly here to like learn and do academics, so I've been super stressed in the past few weeks and like literally this entire term. But I'm in week 9, it's the final stretch, and I've never been more excited for final exams to actually come, because that means I get to take a break and like rejuvenate before I come back for the last term of this year. Since we left off last video, a lot has happened. First off is the Lunar New Year. And in China, this is a huge deal. It's like the one major celebration of the year, and you get weeks off of school. But obviously here, this is not the case. It's a lot smaller scale here. And so I didn't really celebrate, but I couldn't just not do any celebration after 18 years of doing celebration. So that day, I decided to order some Thai food and indulge. Of food, we celebrated a birthday this term, and instead of growing in maturity like we should with age, we reverted back to our childish ways. Terrible. So we ordered a singing dessert, and now we're waiting for it to come. Happy birthday on your special day. Hey. Also, remember my unicorn mug that I thought someone took from me? Well, I found it. I literally just came back from watching Dartmouth Idol yesterday, which is a play on American Idol, but definitely with the same caliber of talent. And I've never seen such a great response from like the Hanover or Dartmouth community, because I think the show was sold out 4 days in advance. And originally I didn't get tickets because I didn't know it was such a big deal here. But yesterday we just went up to the box office, and surprisingly they still had a few tickets left. So we just snatched them, and they were 4th row tickets too, so they were pretty good. And the spectacle was just amazing. There was like live musical numbers, hosts, backup dancers, backup singers, and all that jazz. And one of the performances that night was the duet of the Oscar-winning and my favorite song right now, Shallow, which just made the night so much better. Tell me something, boy. I'm tired trying to fill that void. I'm falling in all the good times. I find myself longing for a change. In the shallow, shallow. In the shallow, shallow. The big thing this term was Winter Carnival, and I think every term has like a big thing here in Dartmouth. Fall was homecoming, winter is Winter Carnival, and spring is the Green Key, I think. It used to be that during these events, school would get cancelled for like the Thursday and Friday before the weekend of, but they somehow revoked that, so we still had class, which was a bummer. Winter Carnival basically just celebrates everything about winter, like the snow, the ice, the cold. Insert mandatory snow footage here.
It's so bright.
I also got to participate in the opening ceremony of the Winter Carnival. Shout out orchestra. There's a tradition for Winter Carnival where every year there's an ice or snow sculpture in the middle of the green that shows like the theme of Winter Carnival for that year. And so our theme this year was Ice Age, and the sculpture was a mammoth. And I think it was a good attempt given the lack of volunteers that like helped out with the sculpture. But I've seen like previous ones and they were pretty impressive. Also, because there were still classes leading up to the weekend, so like Thursday and Friday, and even like during the Winter Carnival, I didn't really get to participate in majority of the events because someone made an essay due Saturday night, writing 5. But we did still succumb to the winter, as you can see.
Dude, this is so dumb. But we could road there.
Come on!
Why is this all ice?
Oh my god, yes!
What is that?
And we celebrated Winter Carnival by ourselves too. This is my new favorite thing. I think we did it better. It's the last weekend before finals, and it's crazy to think that in less than 2 weeks, this term is gonna be completely over. So now I'm just gonna run and go bury myself in some books. I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you next time.